can't get a high mortgage loan. You're most likely going to be around the 300 to 500 range max, because you can't really get a mansion under a CPN like that. Maybe because, you know, it's going to be really sketchy if you're using a CPN with a high mortgage loan. You want to keep around the 300 range, 300 to 500 range to play it safe, okay? And this one, you can't really use a random name. You're going to have to use your actual CPN name, and it will have to match your date of birth. And the address don't really matter, so it has to match your ID. You will basically use your own paperwork, okay? So let's say your credit is really bad. You're going to use a CPN because the CPN has a better credit score, better history, better trade lines than your raw credit score. So it'll be a replacement. So you got to be applying for the mortgage as if it's your own, but it is on your name. So that will get you approved for the loan because that's a better credit score. And most people use CPNs because, you know, they have collections and negatives and lots of hard inquiries. So this is one of the screenshots right here. I'm about a client, but basically they already got approved, and this is the monthly payment. They're gonna pay around almost $1,600 for the loan amount. And the down payment is from a credit card. So we managed to, you know, get the cash transfers through the credit cards to use for the down payment. Okay, so you try to get a home, so a mortgage, you got to apply some credit cards or get some loans off the CPN, cash it out, use that as a down payment. You ain't even got to use your actual cash because, you know, you're borrowing money from the bank. So make sure you do that. But yeah, so getting a home is a little better than renting, because renting, some places can charge a lot, especially in New York. You pay right around like $5,000 to $7,000 in Manhattan. So you want to keep it, you want to pay cheaper, you know, like rent. But a lot of places, especially in LA, it's really expensive. So that's why getting a mortgage on a CPN is the best idea, because you're gonna pay around, you know, $1,500, which is crazy. If I can pay $1,500 rent, that'll be crazy. But really, most people pay around $2,000, $2,500 to $3,500. So that's a bit average. But other places, cities, like it'll cost more. You know, homes in the LA cost a lot. Even if they're small, they cost a lot, and the mortgages are really high right now. Inflation's going up. You know, everything's crazy with the economy. So all people will use CPNs just to survive. You know, you get credit lines, you use the credit lines, and try to build a CPN up. You can make multiple CPNs, okay? But you could get the mortgage and try to Airbnb the home too to make some money, or get some people to rent your house for $3,000 to $5,000 to make passive income, or you can just live at the house. So to get approved, basically, you will need to have lots of income. So the CPN will need proof of income, okay? So if you do buy a CPN off of someone or off a company, that CPN will be verified with the income, the way they make it, okay? If you do it yourself, it's gonna be a little harder, because when the company makes the CPN income, they're gonna make it to where it works for that company, okay? If it works for that company, that's how they get paid. That's how they get the pay stub. So that's really how the income part works. If you make it blindly, it's gonna be really difficult unless you file taxes under the CPN. Lots of companies with CPNs, they do file taxes, especially the ones with the 800 or the business CPNs. And you have to just check out the links below. Some of the sites, on Tradelines.net, they got some that's already got the taxes with the high incomes. So the higher the income, the most likely you will get approved for the mortgage loan. Preferably, you gotta keep it around the 5K to 10K. That's how you get approved around the 300K to 500K mortgage loan. And of course, you need trade lines, but you won't really need that many. If you have some credit bureaus and open accounts, that's all you need. And of course, you don't need a mortgage trade line just to get a mortgage loan. Okay, you can only add a trade line or a primary trade line to get the loan, but don't use authorized users. is only to boost the score. The minimum mortgage credit score is a 620. If you have over a 620, you're straight. You can actually get a mortgage loan under bad credit too. So if you have bad credit, you can still get the loan. As long as you're making a lot of money, well over 5 to 10, 15K, you're gonna get approved with the 640 score, even 630, okay? So make sure you make good income. And his credit history, you know, you can do at least 2 to 3 years, okay? You won't need anything crazy. It's just the income. You gotta prove we have credit history, so you don't gotta add crazy trade lines. Just add a couple, or just have credit builders and build it over time, have good income. That's how you get approved. And I recommend you go through Bank of America or any other third-party sites you never heard of. Just Google the mortgage companies. But I will talk about other companies you can go through in my upcoming videos. But yeah, check out the list below for the Tradelines, and make sure you subscribe. I'll see you next video.